Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. A pleasant day to each and everyone. So in this video, we will continue our discussion for Nutri Diet. So we have here the lesson 7 which talks about the adolescent. So previously, na-discuss natin yung sa childhood. Napag-aralan natin yung mga iba't ibang nutrient requirements ng isang bata. So ngayon naman, ang aalamin natin is paano naman yung mga adult na katulad natin, okay? So, adolescence is a transition period of human development that occurs between childhood and adulthood. So, before ka maging isang ganap na adult, dumadaan ka sa pagiging adolescent. So, which is dito yung pasok yung 18 to 20 above. Okay? So, mostly pag yung pagpasok kasi ng adulthood natin, nasa 20s na tayo. Okay? Mga 21, 23, 22 hanggang pataas na yan siya. So, girls go through this period earlier than the boys. So, medyo mas napapaaga yung puberty natin ng mga babae compare sa mga lalaki. So, adolescent boys requires 2,500 to 3,000 calories per day, about 30% more than the girls do. O bakit? Bakit mas malaki yung kailangan na calories ng isang lalaki compare sa mga babae? It's because of the activities. Kasi more on mas madami yung activities ng isang lalaki compare sa mga babae. And they are very adventurous kung ano-ano yung mga ginagawa nila in a day. Hindi katulad ng mga babae, somewhat laging na lang naka-rest, okay, at kung gumagawa man sila ng mga activities, yung madadali lang, okay, compare sa mga lalaki. So, adolescents who participate in sports may need up to 3,000 calorie per day and need additional niacin, thiamine, and riboflavin. So these are mga vitamin B complexes. So 3 servings of dairy products per day to meet their calcium requirements of 1,300 milligram per day. So yung mga bata or mga adult, okay, mga adolescents na napaparticipate sa mga sports such as basketball, tennis, soccer, kung ano-ano pa mga sports na nandyan, mas increase yung kanilang need na calories. At the same time, mga iba't ibang nutrients na kailangan nila compare sa isang normal adult na hindi exposed sa mga iba't ibang activities or sports. So, the best nutrition diet to keep adolescents healthy. So, first is eat variety of food. So, hindi lang tayo magsistick into one menu, okay? Hanggang sa pagtanda nyo na yun lang yung kakainin nyo. Kailangan, lahat ng foods, okay, go, grow, glow foods, kasama sa diet natin. Next is balance the food you eat with physical activity. So, kung malaki yung kinain mo on the day, so mas active ka. Kasi kung malaki yung kinain mo that day and then hindi ka masyadong active, doon na nagkakaroon ng prognosis na obesity or pag mas madali na dideposit yung mga fat sa ating katawan. So, another, choose a diet with plenty of grain products, vegetables, and fruits. Kasi yung mga grain products, sila yung mga nagbibigay sa inyo ng carbohydrates. While your vegetables and fruits, they are rich in proteins and other mga nutrients. Okay? So, next, choose a diet low in fat, saturated fat, and cholesterol. Para hindi at the young age or during the puberty, very exposed ka na sa mga matatabang pagkain. So, kailangan iwas-iwasan natin yan siya. Okay? Next is choose a diet, moderate in sugar and salt. Kasi ayaw natin mangyari sa atin talagang mga adolescents na early tayong na-expose sa mga ganitong hindi healthy na pagkain at pag dumating na tayo sa point na maging adult na tayo, magkakaroon tayo ng iba't ibang sakit. And lastly is choose a diet that provides enough calcium and iron to meet their growing body's requirements. So, kailangan lahat ng mga nutrients na kailangan natin for us to grow well is enough siya sa ating katawan. So, use a family menu but add more foods rich in protein. So, kung ano man yung laging nahahain sa bahay ninyo, okay lang yun. But, you need to take note to take note na mas increase yung pagkain natin with rich in proteins such as mas maganda na lagi tayong kumakain ng fish, meat, beans, or milk, and then increase din on calories. So which is pwedeng magandang pagkunan ng calories is yung mga rice and root crops such as kamote, ube, and gabi. We have also iron, eggs, liver, green leafy vegetables. Ito yung iron para to sa mga ano 'to, mga babae mostly kasi mas malaki yung intake natin ng iron kasi nga nagkakaroon tayo ng menstruation. So, during puberty, nagkakaroon tayo ng menses. So, every now and then, nakakalabas tayo ng mga red blood cells natin. So, kailangan na-increase natin yung iron natin para ma-prevent natin yung anemia. And we have also vitamin C. So, pwedeng kumain ng papaya, atis, or guava. This is to boost immune system and mapaganda din yung condition ng ating mucous membrane. So, possible nutritional problems na pwedeng ma-encounter ng isang adolescent. First is low intakes of calcium, vitamins A and C. Another is low intakes of iron in girls. Okay? So, dahil dyan, magkaroon ng anemia. Or magkakaroon ng obesity and underweight sa mga babae or lalaki na grabe yung intake ng food nila pero less yung kanilang physical activity. We have also skin problems. Diba during puberty, dyan na lumalabas, nagsisilabasan yung mga pimples, kung ano bang problema sa ating skin. So, kailangan ini-increase natin yung mga vitamins and minerals natin sa katawan such as your vitamin A and vitamin C which helps to improve and also vitamin E to improve yung skin condition ninyo. We have also nutritional deficiencies related to psychological factors. So dahil pwedeng magkaroon ng peer pressure, magkaroon ng depression yung isang tao or isang adolescent. So dahil hindi siya nakakain ng maayos, so nagkakaroon ng nutritional deficiencies. So we have also fear of overweight or crash diet. So kung ano-ano na lang yung mga diet na tinitake nila kasi nga ayaw nilang tumaba. So mahirap na yon kung hindi nila take lahat yung kailangan na nutrients ng isang growing body. So we have also poor choice of snack foods. Okay, so ngayon ang dami-dami ng mga shops or cafe na pwedeng puntahan ninyo. So one of the unhealthy na choice of snack foods nowadays is yung mga fries, okay, yung mga fried foods and also yung mga milk teas, okay? Kasi sobrang increase yan siya ng sugar, so which is not really good in our body. So we have also irregular eating pattern. So dahil nagda-diet ka, pwedeng every meal once a day lang kayo kumain or twice a day lang. So irregular na pattern yan ng pagkain. We have also additional stress of pregnancy. So especially yung mga adolescents na okay, nabuntis, so nagkaroon ng teenage pregnancy, so pwedeng magkaroon ng problem. We have also tobacco and alcohol use. So, take note, zinc is very important during adolescence for its role in sexual maturation. So, that's why dapat increase din yung pag-intake natin ng mga zinc supplements. So, next naman, discuss natin is the adulthood. Okay, so kanina, diniscuss natin yung mga adolescents, which is yan yung mga teens hanggang sa early 20s. Sa adulthood, dito napapasok yung 20 to 50 years old. So this is the period of life when one has attained full growth and maturity. So, kumaga tapos na tayo sa puberty, lumabas na yung kailangan na lumabas para sa isang growing body. Okay, nag-mature na talaga yung katawan natin. At ito na yung magiging katawan natin hanggang sa tumanda tayo, which is malilesen din yung functions ng ating katawan pag tumanda tayo. So, general calorie requirements for adults. For women, we have 1,200 to 2,200. 1,900 to 2,200, and for men 2,300 to 2,900. So same din, kahit anong gawin natin, mas increase pa rin yung intake ng calories ng isang lalaki because they're into active lifestyle compared to women. So between ages 40 and 60, such as chronic illnesses as heart diseases, hypertension, and the diabetes commonly begin to develop. That's why we suggest especially to our patients na at early age may expose sila sa magagandang diet para hindi agad-agad, or parang hindi automatic na pag tumanda na, magkakaroon sila ng iba't ibang sakit. Remember kung ano-ano yung mga ginagawa natin during younger days, yun yung magiging resulta niya. Ang end result niya is pag tumanda na. Kasi mawawalan na ng lakas yung ating katawan. So, older adults have special nutritional needs because their tissues and organ systems are aging. And many older adults take medications for chronic illnesses. So, dito na naglalabasan yung mga iba't ibang sakit, okay? At dito mo na makikita yung mga patient mo nagtitake ng iba't ibang maintenance medications. So, nutritional requirements for adult, mga elder people or yung mga nasa stage ng adulthood. So, for energy or for calories, decreases in calories because of reduced basal metabolic rate and reduce in physical activity. So, medyo i-reduce natin yan siya kasi para ito sa mga matatanda. So, less na kasi yung physical activities nila, so kailangan less din yung calorie intake nila. Hindi too much para at least hindi tayo makadagdag sa fat deposition sa katawan ng isang matandang tao. So, a decrease of 7.5% intake after 45 years of age. So, for protein allowance of 1.1 gram per kilogram body weight is maintained. This is necessary for the prevention if progressive tissue wasting and susceptibility to disease and infection. For minerals such as calcium, this is maintained to prevent occurrences of osteoporosis. So, every now and then, kailangan mag-take ng milk yung mga elder people. So, for iron, 50 and above, sa mga 50 years old and above, so they need to take 7 milligram per day. For vitamin C, this is needed for the absorption of calcium and iron. For vitamin E, para sa cellular aging, okay? So, kailangan nagtitake sila nun. For B complex, to maintain good appetite. And also, yung mga joints nila, okay, yung mga nerves nila, maganda yung function. For water and fiber, at least 6 to 8 glasses a day. This is to prevent constipation. Kasi nga, dahil nag-aging na lahat ng katawan natin, okay, parts of iba't ibang organ system, so pwedeng maging poor yung function ng kanilang gastrointestinal. So, kailangan increase yung intake nila ng water and also fiber to prevent constipation at para maiwasan yung almoranas. Okay? So, how to live longer. So, these are some of the mga pwedeng sabihin natin, okay, while having health education or while giving health education to our elder patient. So, pwedeng ito yung mga advices natin sa kanila. First is avoid avoid meat and substitute fish whenever possible in diet. So, kailangan i-avoid natin yung meat pag tumatanda na tayo and i-substitute natin siya kasi with fish kasi the same naman sila na increased or high in protein. So, eat vegetables rich in beta carotene. So, eat vegetables more frequently than red meats and dairy products. Kasi para mas ma-promote natin yung magandang gastrointestinal activity or elimination process ng isang matanda. So, adhere to low-fat diet and low-calorie diet. Avoid preserved foods. Pag sabihin natin preserved foods, yung mga nasa canned goods, okay, yung noodles, pancit canton, Maggi, ginan. At saka yung mga Lucky Me, kung ano-ano pa mga preserved food. So, yung kailangan walang mga chemicals na na-expose sa inyong mga pagkain. So, cut smoked meats out of diet. Yung mga iniihaw-ihaw. So, yung mga grilled. So, avoid that. So, mas maganda as you age, mas maganda yung mga baked na mga foods or yung mga steam. Okay, kaysa sa mga grilled or fried na mga food. So, take vitamin supplements daily. Do not smoke. Siyempre, nag-age na yung katawan mo, pati yung lungs mo. So, yung function ng lungs mo magiging poor na. So, hindi enough yung oxygenation sa inyong katawan. So, dinagdagan mo pa dahil nagsusmoke ka pa, mas magiging poor yung oxygenation mo sa inyong katawan. So, drink more water, avoid fats and oils, avoid all sugars, severely limit salt intake para hindi magkaroon ng water retention at mag-further increase yung ating blood pressure. Okay? So severely limit the cholesterol intake, avoid alcohol, black tea, and caffeinated drinks, freely use of whole grain products such as mga cereals, oatmeals, yan, maganda na mga kinakain during breakfast ng isang elder patient. So, freely used legumes, okay, mga beans, yan, and eat a good breakfast daily. So, these are the foods that help slow down aging. So, ito yung ilan sa mga pagkain na nakakatulong daw mag-slow down ng pagtatanda. So, first, we have nuts, we have wheat germ, we have whole bran, we have oatmeal, chicken legs. Okay? So, maganda yung leg part, okay, sa chicken. So, nakakatulong daw yan siya. We have spinach, we have pinto beans, we have sardines. We have also red salmon, we have peas, and we have lima beans and white beans. So, yung mga beans na yan, mga munggo na yan, sobrang ganda din sa ating katawan. So these are the common problems among elderly, especially sa mga nutritional problems. So first, they have difficulty in chewing due to loss of teeth and not getting used to denture. So nakapustiso na yung iba wala pang pustiso, so wala silang ngipin, so hindi sila nakaka-chew or nakakain ng maayos. So solutions: chop meat or meat of flake fish and slice or chop vegetables into small bite-sized pieces for easy chewing. Another problem is lack of appetite. So mga solutions dyan, do light exercise like walking and gardening to improve appetite and keep body fit. So pinapa-exercise muna yung isang matanda before para at least mag-feel niya yung gutom tsaka kakain siya. So next, unwanted weight due to lack of physical activity and or overeating. So solution dito, exercise regularly. Eat only the part of the meat of fish. And kailangan kumakain tayo ng mga steam, boil oil, broil foods. Avoid mga fried or grilled foods. Okay? So, meron din another problem ng isang elders, okay? We have anxiety, confusion, insecurity, or loneliness. Especially yung mga matatanda na nakatira sa home for the aged kasi iniwan na ng mga family nila. So, yan yung nagkakaroon ng problem with their mental health. So, solution: start the day right with a good breakfast, have a hobby or keep up with a group. Another problem, we have poor digestion leading to constipation, gas pains, or diarrhea. Yung gas pains, yan yung kabag na sinasabi natin. So, solutions include fruits and vegetables into the diet, have light meals, eat heaviest meal at noon. Okay. Drink 6 to 8 glasses of water and fruit juices every day. So, pwedeng magkaroon na gumawa ng shake. Okay. Pero wag gamitin yung malalamig na do not use ice. So use water na lang, warm water. So if having diarrhea, take in simple foods like tea, crackers or both, or broth of boiled banana and kamote or lugaw or toast. So broth meaning yung parang sabaw niya. And avoid fibrous fruits and vegetables. Kasi hindi pwede na mas increase mo pa yung pag-intake ng fiber mo nagkakaroon ka na nga ng diarrhea. Okay, another problem, we have poor absorption leading to anemia and other vitamin deficiency. So solution: eat iron-rich foods like liver, lean meat, egg yolk, saluyot, kulitis, and seaweeds, which will protect you from getting anemia. So, we need to take also vitamin C-rich foods like papaya, mango, and danggita, which will help absorb iron and speed up healing. So, we need to take in milk products, dilis, alamang, and other leafy vegetables. So, for difficulty in sleeping, di ba? Nagkakaroon ng insomnia yung mga matatanda. So, tulog sila pag maaga, hindi na gising sila pag gabi. So, bumabalik sila sa pagkabata. So, solutions: drink warm milk just before going to bed. to assure a restful night, and avoid tea and coffee late in the day, or if any of this will affect your sleep. Kasi ang teas or coffee, they are rich in caffeine. So, nakaka-alert siya sa isang tao pag increase yung intake mo. That's why avoid natin yan siya na natitake nila late in the day. Pag sabihin natin late in the day, mga afternoon na. So, kailangan avoid na natin. Pwede lang sa morning, okay, para pampagising. Pero pag late in the day na, kailangan maiwas-iwasan na ng mga elder patient. So, you have here the salayot, which is ito yung intro ng salayot. This is a herbaceous vine that is popular leafy vegetables in Southeast Asia. It is a good source of iron, vitamins B and A and C, and also calcium. It is medicinal uses include treatment of gestational diabetes in pregnant woman. So, yan ang ating saluyot. So, we have here the kulitis or the local spinach. So, kulitis is rich in dietary fiber, iron, calcium, phosphorus, riboflavin, niacin, and many more. So, this is used to prevent anemia, or it is also good for bowel movement. So, kulitis have high fiber content, which helps remove the toxins and eliminate waste. So I think that ends my discussion for lesson 7. So again, lesson 7 diniscuss natin is the adolescence and the adulthood. Okay? So next na naman na i-discuss ko later part is the lesson 8, which talks about the diets. Okay? Mga diets na pwedeng bigay natin sa mga patient natin, especially sa mga naka-confine sa hospital. Kasi alam naman natin na yung mga nutrition or yung mga kinakain natin ay nakakaapekto sa well-being ng isang tao. So, thank you for watching this video and have a nice day.